Hello, potential step-up student. My name is Tim Bryant with the Lowcountry Biblical Counseling Center, and I'm very excited about the opportunity to come and share with you how to either be a biblical encourager, a biblical coach, or a biblical counselor. And the step-up strategy that we'll be using at this upcoming training is going to help you to take the first step in becoming a biblical encourager. But upon learning that, we hope if God calls you to something fuller, you'll take the next step and become a biblical coach. And if God calls you to something further, you'll take the next step and become a biblical counselor. Our material and our organization is certified by the Association of Certified Biblical Counselors. Now you may be asking yourself, what is the difference between a biblical encourager, coach, or counselor? As we prepare for our upcoming meeting, I wanted to take a moment and differentiate those three biblically. As you know, when someone is stuck in an issue or challenged by something, they don't just need a counselor and they don't just need a coach. They need encouragement. They need hope. Without hope, none of us do well. And so in order to give hope, an encourager comes alongside and speaks God's promises, is present in their suffering, and helps them to persevere in what's going on in their life. So they speak God's promises, they're present in their suffering, and they help them persevere in doing God's will. That's a biblical encourager. You see, God says in His Word in Romans 8:28 that all things work together for good to those who what? Love God and are called to His purpose. We would like to believe that all things work together for everyone, but that's just not true. God makes a condition there. All who are called to His purpose and love Him. What a biblical encourager does is he helps the person in a problem hold to God's promise and is present with them to be an encouragement to them as they persevere in doing what's right, so that they may receive what was promised, as it says in Hebrews 10, after doing the will of God. So an encourager doesn't necessarily dive deep into what are the idols of the heart or what are the different causes or complications of the issue, but they're the one that comes alongside and helps promote the promises of God being realized in the person with that problem. So here's a beautiful model for you and your church or counselor who intensively discipling someone who is stuck in an issue, to have a biblical encourager team up with them to help them implement the things that the counselor is teaching them to do. So that might be that you're teaching them as an encourager how to do a quiet time, how to meditate on the Word. You may be going for a walk with them on that meditation walk. You might say, Tim, that sounds like a heavy amount of involvement. Don't be concerned about that. If you're called to be a biblical encourager, then you also need to determine how much you can be involved in that ministry. So some of you might be able to be heavily involved. Some of you may have to only take the cases or the situations where the person only needs one contact a week instead of maybe every day. Your church needs you to step up and become an encourager at whatever level you can be. And once you step into that first step of biblical training, you may find that you're called to more now or later, sometime in the future. So I'm looking forward to seeing you at this first event of Step Up. The 10 marks of the biblical counselor, we're going to cover 2 of them, and 1 is on inspiration to help you become a biblical encourager. We hope to see you soon. God bless you.